forget. These days you're easy to forget. I guess I should have pointed out that that song is essentially an exercise in coming up with more or less obvious rhymes for Nashville. This song I usually dedicate to Joel Osteen or Joyce Meyer or one of the people in that line of work. On TV, telling me I've gone astray, but I can still be saved for just a modest fee. Hallelujah anyway. Can I mail a check and cancel all my sins? Will that make everything okay? I'll show St. Peter my receipt and he'll let me in. Hallelujah anyway. Week after week you say I need to give you more, just as much as I can pay. But didn't someone tell us blessed are the poor? Hallelujah anyway. You think that money is a blessing from on high? Have you forgotten what they say about a camel passing through a needle's eye? Hallelujah anyway. You say that good things are sure to come my way. For every donation, wait and see. But all those good things seem to come to you, not me. You're telling me that Jesus wants you to be rich, and that's the life for which you pray. Between you and Lucifer, I can't tell which is which. Hell to every cent on Judgment Day. When you find you're headed where it's always hot, hallelujah anyway. And you're going there to stay. Hallelujah anyway. This song is, when I wrote it, this song was prompted by when I used to live in Scranton, Pennsylvania. And at least when I was there, I don't know how things are today, but back in those years, back in the 70s, economically things were pretty grim. A lot of things were closing up and a lot of people were out of work. And I just got to thinking about those years recently and ended up writing this song. It sounds vaguely like a Bruce Springsteen song because it's about the blue-collar life and how unhappy and discouraging it can be sometimes. Life was good in my old neighborhood. We used to think we all had it made. We'd work on the line like our fathers in their time, retire and relax in the shade. I must have been crazy not to see it was never going to be that way for me. The suits all swore till the day they closed the doors that our jobs were safe and the future still looked good. Then the plant closed down and the suits all left town, and we just had to do the best we could. I must have been crazy to stay while all of my friends moved away. Now it's getting tough for me to earn enough to pay my family's bills from day to day. All the boarded up stores, every year I see more, mean there isn't much to buy anyway. I guess I must be crazy to still be here, but I'll make it out, you'll see, maybe next year. All of my working days are a meaningless haze, and Friday nights I drink to excess. Every week is the same, and I should feel some shame, but Sunday it's all good when I confess. It's crazy how I've let the time slip by. But does it really matter where you die? One more? Okay. No. One more is good enough. This song is my tribute to everyone who's ever had the courage to leave behind a responsible career in favor of a life of carefree, idle decadence. I used to try to be a regular guy, gave the 9 to 5 my best shot. But it didn't pay, so now I just play, and I'll be okay till I'm not. I've watched my best years just disappear, and my prospects ain't all that hot. But another glass helps the evening pass, so I'll be okay till I'm Too many dreams have let me down. I just live for now, and anyhow I'll be okay till I'm not. I may be tempting fate, staying out too late, and spending noon I'm gonna get caught. But until that day I'll just live my way, and I'll be okay till I'm not. I'll be okay till I'm not. I'll be okay till I'm not.
Follow your dreams, and they say, do what you want, and money will come. Follow your dreams, and they say.
Hi, I'm Mike Miller. I hope you're having a great day. Thanks so much for watching The Other Side. I really enjoy doing these shows, meeting so many talented people around town who are involved with music, songwriting, public events where creativity is shared, and I'm glad to have Alex Paul here today. Thank you for being here.
Thank you, Mike.
And you sing and play piano and write poems and.
Yep. All-around performer.
Yeah. In high school, you were involved with theater some?
Yeah, I've been involved in theater since I was since I was in second grade.
Really?
Yeah. I just kind of got the theater bug, and then I wanted to be on stage whenever I could,
You were in various productions and plays and things? Really? What were some of the ones you were in?
Some of my favorite were Wendy and Peter Pan as a kid, and then, I just remember doing, some Edgar Allan Poe stuff, and that Bleeding Hearts, that was amazing too. Yeah.
Like readings, you mean? Or?
Actually, he did write.
He wrote some drama.
He did, and it was a very, very intense, emotional piece. Yeah, I mean, as you can probably guess, it's Edgar Allan Poe. So.
What was the name of it again?
Bleeding Hearts.
Bleeding Hearts.
Yeah, Tale of Broken Bleeding Hearts. Yes, I went on to do Phantom of the Opera. That was really, really so much fun as well. And then after I got out of high school, I really went in more in the musical direction. I mean, I was always in music, but then I started doing more opera.
Really?
Yeah. I did opera for 2 years and toured with a choir, and so I did a different kind of musical. But in the background, I was always writing my own music, no matter what kind of performance I was doing. Yeah, I was always having to write my own stuff. Yeah.
And then you were writing poetry as you went along also.
Yeah. Yeah, it's basically like every day I write poetry, and only some of it goes into my songs. Only some of it I use as lyrics, and then the rest I'll use also model. So I'll use the poetry as a caption for my modeling.
That's good.
It's just kind of whatever works, whatever happens, and just going for it.
Well, all artists need to, maybe like write a preface to their material or something. I think that's really cool how you have a poem and you depict a situation or something, and then a picture of whatever you're outside somewhere or something, you know. And
Thank you. It's definitely a way for me to almost like a diary. You know, I feel really,
Yeah.
really honest with everything I post in social media. That yes, of course, I'm promoting myself, but I'm promoting myself because I'm just like everyone else out there. You know, just taking a leap to
Yeah.
you know, just express myself and hope that it reaches somebody else. So that's really what's been fueling even this right now. You know, I haven't ever recorded my music
really,
live until now. I mean, sure, I've been on stage and people have had the camera, but this is thank you.
I'm glad you came down. You have some good material.
Thank you, Mike. I appreciate that.
But the opera you were singing, what were some of the pieces?
So I didn't do a lot of big stuff like Verdi. You know, I was more of a Schubert kind of girl.
Oh, really?
Yeah, just because I like to stand in front of the piano and, you know, just kind of go at it just for, you know what, like a song series of like, you know, an hour or something, you know, put together a set. And it's very fun to stand and just kind of portray, you know, so many different characters.
Yeah.
I did do some productions, some opera productions, but I really also love just, you know, standing and just, you know, going from character to character to character. I found that challenging, and I liked that.
That's good to be able to do
yeah.
that.
So I'm a big Schubert fan. Yeah, I love him and his, like, you know, just he had such a colorful life of, you know, depression and, you know, working through his illness in the end. You know, his music gets so dark, and I love music that's, you know, just kind of goes for the gritty. You know what I mean? So yeah, I love a lot of Schubert stuff because I feel like he really gets in there. Yeah.
I'll have to check some of that out. I can't
Yeah.
recall what he sounds like.
Yes.
He lived in Vienna?
Oh, actually, I believe he lived in Germany.
Oh, Germany. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And I don't know. I mean, he might have lived in Vienna. I don't know. Maybe he did live in Vienna at some point.
It's hard to remember everything like that.
Yeah, totally.
But you had an event down at the Juice Lab a few months ago, and you brought artists in, and it was for
That was for NAMI.
NAMI. Yeah.
National Alliance of Mental Illness. It was a group that I chose to fundraise because they are really doing a lot for people in the DFW who are, you know, needing, you know, support for any sort of mental illness or tragedy, you know. And I think that's something I really believe in, is the support of, you know, mental stability in a way that's more communicative, you know. Yeah.
Are they kind of a local group, or are they nationwide?
They are nationwide.
Really? Yeah.
Yeah, they are national, but
they do a lot in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, though. Yeah.
Yes. And that was something that Lonnie Puckett was extremely supportive of with me, is going for my music, and she's the juice queen. Like, Lonnie Puckett's amazing, and the fact that I was able to have that fundraiser at Juice Lab was really impressionable on my life. And you know, I mean, I met a lot of amazing people from NAMI, through that. It's really cool. And
you did a lot of work to make that happen.
Yes, and I had so many of my friends perform.
Yeah.
We had a total of, I think, like 10, 12 acts in
That's
there.
good.
So yeah, a lot of songwriters, and everyone was amazing, so different. That's something I love about Denton, is there's so much versatility here as far as music, and I feel like I saw it all that day.
What is that acronym? NAMI?
Yeah, NAMI, National Alliance of Mental Illness. Yeah.
And then you've done some shows with Spiderweb Salon.
Yes, Spiderweb Salon is an amazing, amazing community group here in Denton, supporting local artists of all types. Anything, you know, dance, theater, music, zines, art, you know, crafts. It's just everything. And every time they have one of these shows, I call it soul food. Because you just walk in, most of the time we're all just coming from work,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
you know, and we're just tired. And we get in there and, I mean, everyone is just ready to communicate about, you know, what projects they're interested in, what projects you're interested in, and, you know, this is what I made, this is the process, you know, and then on top of the booths that they have there, they also have performances, and I got to be a part of that twice. And I was actually brought to the group by Maureen Leake, who also worked at Juice Lab, and she introduced me to the group. And now I'm involved with them for life. They're just, again, soul food. Yeah.
It's good to have a group to be a part of, for sure.
Yes,
yeah.
of course.
And you guys had that show at Dan's Silverleaf?
That was a killer night, yes. I beatboxed and Maureen spat poetry, and it was so good. Yeah, we talked about...
and the audience really enjoys those shows. It seems like I could tell there was a pretty good group of people there, various ages, and
oh my gosh,
a lot of local people that just like to come see what's going on creatively these days, yeah.
Oh yeah, and that's
because the poets kind of respond to what's going on politically and economically and things like that. Yeah.
Yes, there's a lot of social revolution going on in Spiderweb for sure. Yeah, and it's of all ages. Yes, it's amazing. It's amazing. And they always pick really good places to have the events. And Dan's was, I think they've done it a few times at Dan's now, and I mean, Dan's sets it up quite nice. Yeah, we've done one at Wine Squared too, all over.
Oh yeah,
all
Wine
over.
Squared, yeah.
But I performed one at Wine Squared, but yeah, they're really involved in the community for sure, all over.
So do you think you might do some more recording the next year or two?
Oh, for sure. At this point, I've got the bug. Like I need to keep sharing the things that I've written, because what else are you gonna do?
Yeah.
You know, you got to put your stuff out there. You got to believe in yourself, and this is something that, you know, I've always had in my life. I've always written, and now I'm doing something with it. Feels good. We keep doing that.
Did you grow up around Denton?
No, okay, so I was born in Dallas.
Dallas.
But then I moved all over Texas. So
oh, really?
every few years of my life, yeah. So I'm used to being, you know, really outgoing and, you know, meeting people.
Just go to a new school and join the
drama
department.
Just got old news. Just moving is not a big deal, you know.
That's good to have those social skills.
Honestly, I love networking. I love meeting new people and collaborating, and you know, I just feel like I learn so much from every person, you know, that I meet. So
yeah.
I just keep, you know, hi, I'm Alex. and then the magic happens. It's great.
I like some of your like light in the darkest corner of the room, one of your writings.
Yeah, I used that for a caption for one of my modeling pictures with the Lantern Festival. It was really gorgeous out in Anna, Texas. We had this Lantern Festival, and I did this photo shoot with this little girl, and she and I had something in common. We both had a single parent, and the other parent had left, and she and we had this really deep moment in that photo shoot where she and I both wrote a message to that parent that we didn't have around anymore on the lantern, and lit it and let it go. And it made me think, yeah, put the light in the darkest corner of the room. You know, let let yourself feel the feelings that are in the darkest corner of the room. Why not? You know, put your attention there. Like, you know, I saw what it did for, you know, for her and for me, and every time, just like I said, you know, it's like a diary for me. Every time I get one of these, you know, epiphanies, whatever, gotta write it down. Yeah, and I'm a big believer in, you know, sharing the light. Yeah.
What is, I don't know how to pronounce this.
Rohan Nair. I recently did a couples photo shoot with him. He is a male model. He's very prevalent in the DFW, very successful.
Really?
And yeah, and honestly, we had just a wonderful time at the photo shoot with David Huval. We did it in downtown Dallas, and it was the best couple shoot I have ever done. I mean, it was just so easy to work with him. I would highly recommend Rohan Nair. He's a wonderful model. Yeah, very collaborative. Came up with the location. You know, I picked the photographer. I just had to show up, and I painted my nails. I just waited and just painted my nails. You know, cool.
That's great though, and I guess he's been photographed in a lot of different places around there.
Oh yeah, he is. I
like the setting. It kind of showed distance and.
The 2020 Lamar Street is a great photography location. It has a wonderful view of Dallas. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can see all of those beautiful buildings, and those are my favorite. I mean, I was born here, so I have sentiment with those.
Yeah, you've seen
those lights, those city lights. Yeah, so I would highly recommend that location, even if you're just, you know, wanting to see a beautiful view. 2020 Lamar Street, downtown Dallas, the place to be. Yeah, and Rohan Nair, he showed me that location. He came up with that. Mm-hmm.
Adventure stops for no one. Where did I see that?
You saw that in another one of my modeling captions. Yes. You know that.
I like your writings.
Thank you. Thank you. Adventure stops for no one. You know, I mean, I feel like most of the modeling captions that I do are really trying to say something that I feel might be something I need to hear.
And maybe help people release feelings that they need to release,
exactly.
Or freedom or whatever,
yeah.
Something like that. Yeah. Yeah, that's important.
Yeah, I mean, revolution starts now.
And you've done some work with Daisy Winsong?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. So I met her actually through the ashram in Denton.
The what?
The ashram, the temple. It's over across the street from the greenhouse.
Really?
Yes, and it's run by Silver and Jenny Baker, and Winsong is a wonderful local artist. She is so collaborative and also extremely selfless. She is supporting so many amazing causes here in the DFW. I believe they have to do with, I think it's homeless, you know, basically just like people who do not have shelter. And she
helping kids have musical instruments to play,
yes,
and things like in the past. I think.
Yes. And she has been just a real inspiration to me. I've only seen her perform once, but I've spoken with her many times about, you know, the responsibility of being a musician, you know, is to spread the light, you know, just to help people feel better, you know.
Yeah.
And you know, she's really shown me how to walk the walk, because she has done so many amazing things. She's just a really good social, you know, social promoter, and she's very peaceful, and I just couldn't have, more wonderful things to say about her. She's really wonderful.
I'm glad you met her. She was on the show a couple of years ago.
Oh my gosh. I have to check that out. Okay.